Well, I'm free of my wig, and then similarly, Invictus Gaming is free of their hopes for game number 1 being a win for themselves because LNG absolutely wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
That was rough.
I didn't expect that. I think IG's early game was pretty good. The strategy was nailed down. It was the mid game that was just left wanting. There's miscommunication and misplay across the board for the Skarner. So definitely question marks. We have answers for that as we have a few changes, but let's get the first thing out of the way.
Yep, it's going to be the MVP. If you guessed SofM, you guessed right. And if you guessed anyone else, I'm sorry, but why? 100% kill participation, 3-0-13 on that Sejuani. He set up so many plays around the map.
There were just 2 really crucial plays this game that I enjoyed. The one straight through mid lane where he's able to get a great engage when Invictus Gaming was sieging through mid. He was able to save that one, give them back some gold advantage on that one. And then just a straight Baron call immediately after the inhibitor turret was lost by them. So IG still had a good control of the game much earlier on. It was SofM and the rest of the team that was able to find good plays. Now this was a really good play coming in from Duan and SofM. Like, what the hell is the Recon even doing here? And a lot of that was because Tom Kench was off back in base. They had a good shove through bot lane, and so he had that window to be able to come in and help. And so it was a constant point that Duan was able to find access through mid, just like this mid lane fight that SofM was able to engage and enable the Corki to go wild. Was able to find a good amount of damage. Turret able to get a good hit on towards Baolan, so he just dives straight through. Able to easily kill the Tom Kench as a result as well. So just great team fighting coming in from LNG, and even a better call because this was a beautiful Baron call. Ultimate coming in from Asura to be able to dive straight through on towards the AD carry as well. So it's a great play overall.
I think LNG, I was facetiously in my usual jovially joking manner, being like, haha, if you picked anyone else, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Haha. But honestly, I feel like there's a decent argument for Duan being an MVP contender as well, because a lot of those plays, a lot of those highlight reels, it was SofM, sure, but Duan was right there.
So we saw in the beginning of the split, we also saw when they went up against Ning, the key to success for LNG a lot of the time is in Duan. Duan's ability to rotate and help out is very crucial. And what we saw was, Skarner, of course, lost his blue buff really early on. He was incredibly down in terms of experience. By the time that play even happened where he got opened up by the Recon in his own jungle, he was already a level behind. So that's the kind of stuff that you want to be able to see. On average, SofM is pretty damn good when it comes to experience and gold advantages in the first 15 minutes. So that's a positive for him that we're starting to see continue on.
So let's talk a little bit more about LNG, because there's a little bit to unpack there with Invictus Gaming, and there's enough changes that I don't know how relevant any of it is. But for LNG, that was not a super dominant and super controlled early mid. What do you think they need to shape up to have a better chance to keep this series win going?
I mean, mid lane played exactly as it should have been. I think that the Corki versus the Karma lane works incredibly well for Karma. He actually, Fen farmed up really well before that stage even hit. So before he was even allowed to have solo lane experience and farm, just because of the split on the 1-3-1. I mean, he was already ahead in CS, which is a good point. I think LNG, before we saw them go up against Ning, they were pretty confident taking scaling matchups. I just love the fact that this composition allowed them to play through topside, because the only reason why Sejuani was able to go in for a deep invade on the first clear was because you set Flande to succeed in top lane. He was pushing in, he was shoving in. The moment the Karma was rotating, he rotated top lane, so you always had at least even numbers. So I want to see this consistently. I don't want to see an LNG that's saying, oh yeah, we have all 3 losing matchups. That should never be the case. So at least you have a positive lane off top lane if all else fails, and Fen can farm up. He can get a good scaling matchup for himself. And the same goes towards bot side, and Asura, you always have faith that he'll perform. But talking about rosters from LNG, let's direct ourselves towards Invictus Gaming's roster, because a lot of questions were firing off about Ning's performance last game. And if you guys haven't seen the regular season performances of IG, we've been seeing a lot of LeYan come in. So LeYan is a very good jungler coming in from the LDL. He's with Invictus Gaming's youth roster. They brought him in when Ning was having very bad games in the later portions of the split. So that's going to be one of the 2 changes we see in Game 2. We're seeing TheShy come back in the top side of the map. We're seeing now LeYan come into the jungle, with Ning being benched in the playoff game.
How much does this affect Invictus Gaming? The problems last game...
It changes everything!
Well, the problems last game were on Ning, but what do we Do we expect this to just be the Band-Aid that they were looking for and everything goes fine for IG from now on, or are there bigger problems we might need to be contending with?
It ain't the Band-Aid. It's a whole damn new ship. You're literally fixing the communication that plagued the last game. And on top of that, we're just talking about a lot of the misplays Ning had in game 1. I love the fact that, you know, you're having jungle being pressured just through your roster alone. That was the case for RNG in 2018 when you had Karsa and MLXG. Karsa was supposed to, he was, you know, brought into the team as, you know, one of the best junglers in the world that we saw him in Flash Wolves. And then he had some tough times in the LPL meta. You had MLXG who could really, especially, he was the meta, to be honest. And so they kind of pushed each other. It was a good rivalry. Now Karsa is the player he is today, partly because of that challenge. And so Ning is certainly performing better in the end of the regular season because of that challenge, and they're continuing that coming into the playoffs.
And of course, in the last series, they ran that same Duke-Ning duo combo. So looks like they're going to be bringing back in TheShy, bringing back in Leon, and Coach Karam has hopefully something up his sleeve to help Invictus Gaming through these early stages of the game, help them keep their lead because they were close to taking the game.
Yeah, I do not think that the problem at all was the pick and ban. I want to make that clear. I think the pick and ban from IG side was very clear. Mid lane got shoved, bot lane got shoved. They just don't have a good late game team fight. It shouldn't even get to that point. So a lot of the times it came down to crucial miscommunication or just misexecution in the mid lane fight. And then the very end, when they won that fight, got the inhibitor turret, you shouldn't even be going for that. You should get the second turret, the inner turret. You should base, get back on the map so you can protect the wards that already are there. That was, for me, the biggest mistake of the game that allowed LNG an opportunity back in. So I want to see what changes in communication Leon can bring. We already saw that. He is a lot more focused and caters to the laners themselves. And to the very core, if you have TheShy and Rookie, you should be doing that to begin with.
Well, it's really exciting for me as well, this series. That game one got me pumped, man, because we saw both teams make these really creative, really proactive, really explosive plays because Duan goes for all those roams around the map. He sets up the early game, looks so fantastic for LNG. IG are just like, okay, we're taking 4 people, we're going bot, and we're not coming back without 2 body bags.
Well, I saw 2 very creative plays. They're just like mind games. First one was the moment the ward came down in the bot lane, you know, bushes, saw the jungler, Ning was in sight, that you would automatically think, okay, he's going to go away now. This gank literally cannot work because of the fact that we see the 3 of you. Problems come through, they stick around, they dive because of the Varus ultimate that is able to catch them recon underneath turret, wipes them out, easy dive. You're like, I can't believe they did that, and I can't believe we fell for that. And then the second play that I'm talking about is actually going to be SofM. Goes for a mid lane gank, misses that, at least gets the flash, so Rookie thinks he's fine. Duan comes in on a second wave on a gank from the same damn side that was unwarded, and then he was able to find the pick. So I think a lot of it comes down to that, literally the stage of unpredictability.
Hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of that. Of course, the stats on the screen for TheShy, I'm not going to pretend to know how to translate them, but I saw first in 3 different positions, so I think they're just telling us he's good, Raz.
Good stats.
Good stats for him, and Fen, of course, last game was very successful for him as well, 4-1-9 on that Corki. I want to see another performance like that. You know what? I'm going to throw that out the window. This is going to be a long shot, Raz, but I want to see Cassidy.
Oh, because Fen is a Cassidy type. I respect that. Let's see if they end up getting red side once again, because that's when you can see Fen go back to that. Just for people who do not know Fen historically, used to be on Suning in their first real split in the LPL, came in with Cassidy, and he also was a great Galio player alongside that. If he didn't find those picks, Jace was another pick that he had as well. If he didn't have his comfort picks, he would tend to fall. But this split for the team, when he came back in for LNG, he's actually had a really good comeback in his career. Has a far deeper champion pool. His Aurelia is actually really damn nice. So if we see the Sejuani game, you kind of expect that the Aurelia is going to find his place back into the map. Funfun is a great Aurelia player as well. But at the end of the day, I respect Funfun right now as a player so much more than when he was on Suning, and a lot of the times their issue at that stage was mechanics in mid lane. So we're going to be seeing how he can perform going up against Rookie going into game 2. Let's just hope that he's not given the karma. Just because I want Rookie to get the Akali. All right, that's all I want.
Let's see that Akali. That's going to be a hotly contested pick. TheShy, Rookie, Flande, all incredible Akalis.
Yeah, it's getting banned.
Yeah, it's gone. It's out of here. But Fen, though, back on that subject, we've barely gotten to see his champion pool scratch the surface, and he's had a lot of variety. You know, he's got the Tristana, the Corki, Renekton, Kiana, Lissandra.
Yep.
He's been varying it up this split from what we've seen of him, and this is the chance where we get to see how much more he can bring to the table.
I like the Kiana ban. It's been a consistent one these playoffs. If you haven't been seeing the pick, then
That's
please
why.
do. Yeah. Also, it's just a great combination with the Gragas. Gragas is still up and available. You expect LNG to ban it away. Put, you know, Invictus Gaming in the same position they were in Game 1, where the now, you know, the Sejuani would usually be the go-to, but that's also been banned. Actually, that raises the priority of Jarvan. So I want to see if Invictus Gaming is willing to go towards him.
It is one of Ning's most played champions, so there is certainly the possibility of it. It is actually his #1 most played with 7. But that's going to be the Akali ban away from LNG. You just couldn't let us have it, could you? But the Silas going to be picked up there for TheShy.
I'm just happy that we have a few more jungle options on first phase now. So SofM has loved Jarvan as a pick simply because it works so well. The Cataclysm is great in team fights. You can also combine it with a Vladimir that, you know, Flande has been really well known for. So I want to see what his picks are going to be. He has a few damn picks to go towards. Gragas, as we mentioned, is not banned going into Game 2. You should just go straight towards it.
They're going to lock that one in.
There we go.
But it's really sad, Raz.
Yeah.
They keep baiting us with the Lee Sin pick, and I'm just ready for it. I'm just waiting for SofM to pop off. But we might not be seeing that yet. Want to see what LNG prioritized second. Last time they were definitely going towards that bottom lane as second priority, but this time might be looking elsewhere.
Yeah, I want to see the Ezreal pick coming in right from the get-go. You already have a lot of AP coming in from SofM, but it seems like they're just going to go straight towards the Kai'Sa once again. It can easily just be an AD Kai'Sa. That's not too much of a worry. But now you're going to, like, just right from the get-go, I love the Silas pick because it actually does well if you're going Conquerors in the jungle versus the Gragas. And then now they can pick the same winning bottom lane. So theoretically, IG can already have now a secured winning jungle and bot lane matchup. Pretty similar to the last game, but at least there's a scaling element with the Silas here. So I want to see what we have going into the second phase.
LNG, are they going to pick up the support? Are they going to go once again towards the solo lanes? Figure out something for Flande here. The Gragas and the Kai'Sa already picked up. Camille from last game still available, but now that it's not going into the Aatrox, looks like LNG just want to go for the support instead. Going to lock in that Braum there for Duan.
Gotta love it. Remember another thing that Silas is able to do, be able to snag Gragas' ultimate, so now you can basically deny the Gragas ultimate from Silas, knowing that you have the wall, or at least the door that you know, Duan can end up using, so that's a positive. And now you can just protect Asura on the back half of fights, so you don't necessarily have to find the all-in attempt. So that's gonna be nice to see. Maybe you find a lot more skirmishes bot side too early on in this game, just because of the Braum passive that enables it. So I want to see what the mid lane pick is going to be for Fun.
Well, it's getting clinched down on by both teams here. The Jace already banned away. We mentioned that earlier as a possibility. And the Corki as well from Invictus.
The Corki was necessary because it would have made a double AD composition with a Braum just way too strong of a bot side focus. But now I'm thinking about the Aurelia as a great possibility here. Aurelia, as we mentioned earlier, works really well with the Sejuani, but now I think works doubly well with the Braum. But they themselves are going to ban that away from Rookie.
Not wanting him to get his hands on that one. Now Invictus Gaming, last set of bans. Only the solo lanes under contention here for the side of LNG. So they're going to take away the Camille. Don't want to give Flande that one again. He performed admirably on it the first game. See what LNG prioritizes here. Are they looking for Fun? Or are they looking for Flande?
I would say, you know, be comfortable picking up your top laner right here. Unless if you can just get an Azir pick. I think Azir would be fine. My only concern with LNG's composition currently is that you don't have the added wave clear, but it looks like that's going to be one of the picks you talked about Fun having in his champion pool. It's going to be the Tristana.
Tristana, there's that wave clear you were looking for when she gets those items.
That works.
But a lot of tower destruction potential as well there coming in from that. So you mentioned Azir earlier, Raz. It looks like Invictus Gaming are considering exactly that.
One good thing about the Gragas is because, I mean, you also have Elise, but like as an AP option, it allows you to go towards another AD pick. Fun has a great Jace and all that, and then it getting banned, the fact that you can still go towards an AD mid is a positive. It works well for the composition. I would like Flande to be a little bit more of a chunkier top side. So I'm thinking about Renekton. I think Renekton would be fine here, even if it's in a losing matchup.
Now Invictus Gaming picking up Kennen already for TheShy, very likely. But what is going to be their final pick to round it out? Are they going to go towards flexing that Sylas back in the solo lanes? Because we've seen that again recently. Are they going to keep it in the jungle? Looks like they're going to be going towards the solo lanes because they locked in a Karthus, Ravs.
There we go. One of IG's earlier on in their split, one of their worst picks. I mean, Karthus is a very strong scaling jungler, but Invictus Gaming usually use their junglers to have that early game bridge, to be as active as possible on the map, and that was not a pick that Ning was actually very strong on, or being able to use, thinking about just not looking for early skirmishes and trying to force your lanes to rotate at all times. So I want to see what Leon can do here. It still has a lot of great early game damage if he has the support of his solo lane. So that being said, full compositions out there from Invictus Gaming. A lot of AP out here. So you're now expecting TheShy to go towards the press the attack build. So should be an AD split push topside, which should work well versus the Vladimir. But man, if you wanted to see action last game, which we saw a little bit of it, this one's far better. You'd love to see the all-in that Tristana and Kai'Sa have when they get that engage with Gragas, or the flank that Flandre's Vladimir usually has.
Flandre's Vladimir makes me excited, man. Every time we see it. I remember last split it was something like 44,000 healing in one game we saw off Flandre.
Yep.
Just absolutely disgusting. The man is ridiculous. This is what he's known for, you know? You take those picks like the Akali, like the Vladimir that can get those flanks, and he will set up his team. He will carry them through. I want to see if he can pull it off against Invictus Gaming.
Yeah, he just has to get to that stage. A lot of it comes down now towards Tristana and Gragas really early on to this game to allow him to get to the late game stage. The benefit of having a bad matchup top lane but having that winning matchup mid is that you always have pressure in the river. Like, if as long as the 2v2 works out in the mid lane, you should still be able to get your farm simply because the enemy top laner, regardless of the matchup, has to respect the possible 2 or 3 man roam. So I like what I'm seeing here from LNG. It is a fairly linear composition early on, but, I mean, I guess it makes it easier to just focus on the execution.
Yeah, don't need to have fancy execution if you're just able to pull it off. And last game, LNG pulled it off beautifully. I want to see something similar from them going into this game number 2 because Invictus Gaming, they've got the Kennen for TheShy. That's a comfort pick for them. They've got the Varus Tom Kents. They already know how that one's going to go. Can they bring it back in game number 2, or is LNG going to take it to match point? Game number 2, LNG versus Invictus Gaming. No action early game. Once again, Invictus Gaming just scouting the entrances, as is LNG, trying to make sure no fancy shenanigans come out here in the early game.
I like this really early on from Duan. Places a nice ward to just get a good look on level 1. Goes back to base, gets an early pickup on Red Trinket, can actually help out SofM in clearing bot side vision to allow for a bot lane gank. So it can change quite a bit. Having bot lane ganks with a Braum, very easy to nail down with Flash Q. So that's something that we should be looking towards. I think Baolan should be aware of that. Just going to be taking a closer look at SofM's early clear.
Going just blue to Gromp right now. Colonel looking pretty favorable for LNG right towards that mid game, that 20-minute point. If last game's any example, I'd agree with him.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone would ever make this bet, but Colonel certainly has that information. We didn't have this info coming into this game, but, he's been watching a few more. He's been analyzing the games that LNG had.
He's been working on it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just had to get a delicious, delicious bucket of chicken. The LPL brought to you by KFC. Now, Fen having some trades here in the mid lane. Once again, he's going real aggressive on a rookie. Going to force him out of lane, likely with this Ignite.
Oh!
He jumps in, the flash. Fen, I don't know if this is what you want. First blood for rookie. Fen, no.
Yep. That just happened. We take those.
Yikes.
Rookie was afraid. That just one auto attack away from getting the kill. He simply didn't have the ward to catch them in sight the moment he ducked away in Fog of War. I mean, he couldn't follow up. That hurts, man. I like the confidence, though. I'll give him that. Just go.
Yeah, you know what? Taking
Just
a page out of Ning's book from last game. Just being like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Look, the LNG motto is literally anything is possible. So he knows he just got to go for it. So I still like the idea. At least the early damage that he put through, the early slow that forced Rookie all the way back. The only question is that he followed immediately with the flash. So we're back at it though.
Oh, well, that's a return kill. That's something, right?
So we talked about it being a very linear game for LNG, that they can just play through mid lane. You already saw the kill threat that FunFun had in game 1, or at least in the first round in the kill. I didn't see the setup for how Rookie was caught in this time around, but he didn't have flash for it. That much is very clear. And very obviously didn't have the wave in his favor. So Leon, if he recognized that it was a bad wave for Rookie, should have just been in the area just in case.
Not going to be able to be there to save him in time. Leon just going to clear out the waves, but he does lose the scuttle over to SofM. Flande just farming it up here on the top side.
Just means a little bit of patience at the end of the day, because Rookie came out in a pretty damn good position having that first kill, knowing that he was getting bullied by FenFen for the majority of the early lane. But now he is not only traded that kill back, has a pretty large CS deficit at this stage. So LNG can go right back, especially since SofM got the gank off, not even having to use flash. Oh, this is the context. So he teleported right mid, went for the early skirmish, and Gragas was right there. So feels bad.
How many times on air do we have to say don't teleport into the middle of the wave? Before, I know they don't necessarily listen to the English broadcast, but come on.
Yeah, honestly, that's a fine decision. The problem was going all in immediately after that. So yeah, that's all it was.
They're just trading back over aggression, you know? Just feeling each other out. And so far, 9 CS advantage there for FunFun. He's picked up the boots as well, plus the refillable, so he's going to be maneuvering around a little bit better around Rookie.
That hurts. Pressure up top lane. It's nice to see TheShy in game 2 already putting out pressure. Remember, we already talked about the fact that it's going to be press the attack, AD cannon up top lane, try and bully the Vladimir as much as possible. Leon doesn't have a diving jungler. He's going to be pretty damn close to level 6, but oh no.
He has a dove jungler. He's not a diving jungler himself. SofM still going in for it. Might be able to find it. Forces the flash out of Leon. Rookie comes in from over the wall. FenFen's here. SofM so low. Has the red buff still. Balon coming in from over the wall. Blast plant. Can it get SofM out? He's going to make his way down to the bottom side of the map, but he needs to get away as soon as possible. Maybe he's looking for the execute. Maybe looking to get away. Just looking for Rookie to get the solo kill. Dodges out. SofM might be able to make his way out of this one. I don't know. Baits him in. SofM just stalling as long as possible. He's looking for the execute.
15
and honestly,
seconds is how long it takes for the execute to come through.
He might
I think he has
find
the
it.
distance. I think he has the distance. And all in the meantime is buying so much of Rookie's time. He's literally... Okay, thank God.
No!
Thank God.
JakeyLove picks up the kill with the piercing arrow, but FunFun dives in onto Leon. That Ignite's going to take him out. FunFun? Hello? Not again!
This is the greatest playoff game I have ever witnessed.
Welcome to the LPL Summer 2019 first round playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, where FunFun has died to tower twice.
He thought he de-aggroed, simply put. I mean, he thought he was already, that Karthus was already dead before he went right back in. It was probably the last tick of Ignite that did it, honestly.
I feel like he's going to need some therapy after this game. Just like the tower is your friend. Having a little bit of trouble with those dives, but up in the top lane, TheShy still keeping that advantage in CS. 12 up over Flande. Flande's gotten the Kindle gem, so he's going to keep himself topped up a little bit better here. Got a little bit more health pool to work with.
The most sane person on the map right now. TheShy is doing very well. CS difference is incredibly ahead for him. He hasn't even gotten the first base off because he's been that comfortable. But the way the game has been going for Leon and Rookie means that he's not getting the added help that would have been an early kill. Flandre's just going to look for a base off right now, so that's all he really needs.
Good Hemoplague pool to follow. They're looking for Leon. There comes the jump from FenFen. Goomba stomp onto Leon. He gets taken down. SofM uses the ultimate, but not going to be able to find Rookie. There's the Requiem. Goodbye, SofM. The engage in the top lane in the meanwhile as well. Invictus Gaming picks up 2 kills cross map.
And Leon gets an assist for the top side too. This game. Oh, he got him. All right.
Flash ultimate there from FunFun, and now he is 4-2-0.
This literally feels like a script. You know, you get to that stage where everyone is just trying to go for the kill. Of course, FenFen's going to try and jump at you if he has E up. He's just going to go for a full base here. I think he's got the shove immediately.
Just absolutely blazing through this wave and the health bar of his opponents at this point. FenFen might be in a little bit of trouble. Has to dodge away from the absconded duck. No problem for him. He's got boots. And it looks like he's working towards the Hex Drinker first as well. So he's just chilling here in this top side. And TheShy has gone to catch the wave mid. Now the rookie's stuck in the top side. So it looks like the solo laner's just swapping for the time being.
Yeah, Tristana was already landing up top side, so he wanted to get the full wave cleared before he swaps up. Remember, we're just talking about how the lane assignments should be working out for LNG. You want FunFun to be stuck with the Sylas lane. And with how TheShy's actually built up right now with heavy magic resist, he wants to be in that same... Oh, no.
Baileon.
Yeah.
Asura's going to pick that one up. Good killer instinct from him. Baileon trying to do something about it, but I'm not really sure how to characterize this game so far, Raz, except for chaotic.
He had his own camps up bot side. Not only did you have the information that they were on that right side of the map, but you have your own Krugs and red available. What is actually happening this game?
This game is just a bunch of shenanigans from both sides, and I'm not sure who's coming out on top at the moment. Nobody's coming out on top. It's even in gold. What is happening, Raz?
I think it is
I used to understand this league.
I think it is so much better for LNG at this stage. Not only is Flande thriving because, I mean, aside from what happened, you know, him getting solo killed up topside with the Karthus ultimate coming in and helping him out a little bit, he's been farming up just well. In what is a bad matchup for him, he's been able to keep up. He hasn't been dove whatsoever because the pressure hasn't existed from Leon and Rookie at all. So he's been safe to get to that mid game. FunFun has been repeatedly shoving in and get turret plating for himself, so that stage of the game is working out well for him. So I'm liking what the current map state is for LNG a little bit more.
As we say that, though, TheShy might be looking for an engage, has the Slicing Maelstrom available. Flande wants to keep this one going because he knows FunFun's coming up with him. TheShy has the energy available. FunFun comes in, but he's not going to be able to find anything. They're just going to shove out the wave, probably get a turret plating and back off.
He's going to help out a little bit, of course. He's always just fishing. So that's nice to see, but also even nicer, of course, from TheShy, who is in a position where he could have walked towards Flande, recognized that the Tristana wasn't visible on the map, and just backed away. So good situation for him to be in, but going back to the overall map state, while it is essentially even in gold, you're in a position now where 4 of the kills on LNG's side is all in the Tristana's pocket. So I'm much happier with how the gold state is for LNG.
We're going to try and keep that going. It looks like both solo laners are going to be rotating towards the mid lane at this point because SofM started up the Rift Herald, so just have a little bit of assistance down there. Meanwhile, Invictus Gaming want to trade for the Dragon, but this is a Cloud Drake. I don't think that's worth it.
Yeah, probably didn't have any vision of Rift Herald being done, so they likely don't think this as a trade. One of the positives of, you know, the likes of Karthus, Olaf, you know, junglers that can honestly just do this on their own is the fact that they can just start pressuring for a Dragon game, especially when the game starts to run away from you. Theoretically, that's a good idea, but now that they've heard the cries of Rift Herald, this is just going to simply be that trade. And let's see how quickly this turret goes down, because I think the first turret should be heading over towards IG.
Looks like they'll probably have it. Just all turret plating's removed.
Oh no, the wave.
No wave. They might still be able to take this. Nope.
Not even close.
Nope.
I guess who has the wave in their favor? LNG is going to be able to get the first turret gold. So nice. Okay. LNG is going to be winning out throughout. Even though I thought the turret was in a great position for IG, that they also had, you know, Tom Kench being in Resolve Tree to be able to get an extra bit of damage on the turret just wasn't enough.
Yeah. Looking now, FunFun, he's been able to pick up 2 partial items at this point. He's building so defensively, but right now it's working out really well for him. His role so far has just been take down the towers, roam top when you can.
I mean, think about the teamfight state later on. Hex Drinker is still incredibly efficient knowing that you have an AP, you're going up against an AP mid and jungle, and even if we're just going up against an AD Kennen, like if he goes into teamfights with ultimate, the base damage is still enough to deal quite a bit towards ADs. So recognize that. Picks himself up a Hex Drinker and now can go towards more AD options. So I'm pretty happy with what LNG, they can be a lot more confident looking for fights around FunFun.
Down in the bottom lane, meanwhile, both AD carries have completed their first item. Got the Mana Moon stacking up there for Asura, and on the other side, JakeyLove picking up the Blade of the Ruined King, but doesn't look like there's been a whole lot going on in that bottom lane. It's still fairly Invictus Gaming dominated. We saw them take down the tower second there in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that's why, while I'm talking about, you know, so positively for LNG at this day, a lot of it is with the assumption that IG doesn't use JakeyLove and Baolan to open up mid lane easily. If LNG actually lose a fight trying to push them off the mid lane turret, then your concerns start to pile up for LNG and their comp. But at this stage, a lot of hopes right now are on JakeyLove. He does have all his sums prepared, or at least the flash is more important here. So if he does get jumped on by the Tristana, you can save him pretty easily.
LNG need to play really carefully around this mid lane. Invictus Gaming looking for the flank on around them. But FunFun and SofM should be able to push them off themselves. Now, looking at the composition of Invictus Gaming, are we concerned the same way we were last game for their scaling into the later stages?
I would say yes in comparison to LNG, but my only caveat would just be like the pick potential that Rookie could have later on in the game. Because once he starts getting his items rolling, you have access to, more importantly, I would say, SofM's ultimate that can start fights for you and make it so Tahm Kench, you know, could actually play his role incredibly easy as a frontliner. So my only concern for IG is lack of engage, but they have split pushing. So split pushing is there later on in the game. They don't have to necessarily take team fights. And another thing is that Leon and JakeyLove will still be pushing out a lot of damage. But if I'm saying front-to-back team fights, very easily LNG's composition through the Vladimir, Tristana, and Kai'Sa will be able to outperform. So it involves a little bit of creativity from IG and mostly just focusing on the side lane, something that historically they haven't been too good at.
Very good position for LNG to be in so far this game. Turret plating is about even in the gold they provided, but LNG up 1.5 almost. Yeah,
one thing, what's really interesting for a team that has a carry top laner that usually, like jungle proximity early game, goes towards TheShy, is the fact that TheShy uses leads to go towards team fights, but he's getting opened up on here.
This is dangerous 1v1, but it looks like it's dangerous for TheShy and not FunFun. He's able to take that one down. Yordle on Yordle combat.
Yeah, just didn't see him. No warriors on the bot side of the map. He made that rotation. It was pretty safe for him. Was able to find the pick. And, of course, no ultimate now for Leon because he used it thinking that was an opportunity to get a kill back. Not even close. So good stuff coming in from FunFun really early on. 2 games in a row where he's felt like he's been performing exceptionally.
This is a damn strong showing from him. 5-2-0 on the Tristana. Last game on the Corki. This is so much more impressive than we expected because the earlier in the split, it was just the Plex show.
Yeah, and a lot of the times when the games themselves become low quality based around team play, then you focus on, you know, the outplays, the individual players who are kind of performing to that limit. And right now it's been FunFun. He made 1 mistake, well actually I would say 2 mistakes regarding turret play, you know, turrets hitting him. But since that point he's been on the map, he's been incredibly aggressive. Now he has 5 kills to his name, so LNG want to continue to play around him.
They're going to do exactly that. They're sending SofM to help him out there on the bottom side. Looking for TheShy once again, who's not been having too terribly great of a game. He was up in CS early on, but now struggling a little bit.
He doesn't have an option. If he rotates for the fight, especially with the build that he has now, they end up losing those fights. He wants to be able to consistently side push, but as you can tell, he has to respect the fact that there's no vision there. They have no eyes on SofM either. So, full team is actually rotating here just to be able to pick up SofM. Here we go.
IG still focusing on the Dragon. They're going to go for the engage. SofM getting caught out by Rookie. There's the flash. Beautiful from SofM, but it's not going to be enough to save his life. As Rookie takes him down. Meanwhile, FunFun looking for the 1v1 against TheShy once again.
Wow.
But it's going to be FunFun who falls this time. The shutdown goes over to JakeyLove. And now Invictus Gaming pick up the fight. 2 kills and an Ocean Drake.
2 very easy picks. Even with FunFun trying to act cute, thinks he can get an easy pick off on a member, or at least his full rotation on burst so he can jump away. Didn't even get that. IG get 2 very quick picks, a Dragon, when they were in a pretty bad state. All right.
Not exactly how you want things to play out if you're LNG, but Flande still has his lead. Wasn't affected by that little kerfuffle towards the Dragon. He's just going to keep pushing out these side lanes, keep trying to scale up towards that later stage of the game, and he just needs to look for those flanks later on. And if he can find them, if you get Baolan away from JakeyLove, that is a dead AD carry very quickly. Same with Leon.
All right, let's take a second look at this because, I mean, SofM does still flash a little bit short, but the idea is still sound. Taking a look back, though, JakeyLove getting picked off, but the Tristana is there.
Well, it looks like a fight breaking out in the mid lane. LNG forcing the teleports out of Invictus Gaming, but they're not going to find anything off the back of them. FunFun jumping away with the rocket jump.
But they're still very healthy and still trying to siege upon the mid lane. So LNG should be losing quite a bit off this one. Next wave is actually pretty far off.
So hard to contest with that Tristana wave clear as well. She took out that wave so quickly. Now Leon in a little bit of trouble. Just going to walk away. 3-1-0 currently for Rookie. He's really turned this game around since that early laning phase.
He's been able to pick up a lot of free solo experience in gold just on the side lane for a good majority of this game, which has been nice, especially as you mentioned. That early game was pretty bad for him. So it's nice to be able to see. I mean, while it was bad for him, he also got doubled up by having the worst matchup just with the Tristana there in tow. But the Abscond Abducts is going to be pretty crucial for IG. If they can find a good pick-off, like they did with SofM a little bit earlier on, and that's their way back in.
So brutal, though, if you want to go for FunFun with them, because that rocket jump, that's a buffer. That's a CC buffer. If you land it, sure, but if FunFun times it right, he jumps out.
It's the big if they time it right. More often than not, they end up...
Fair point.
It's very difficult to. Let's take a look at what the vision control looks like for LNG. This is pretty risky.
Duan getting engaged on. He's going to use Glacial Fissure, stolen away by Rookie. Teleport coming in from LNG as well. FunFun doing as much damage as he can. Balan saves Leon for the time being. Great ultimate there from SofM. Balan goes golden, and Invictus Gaming want to find the re-engage. They find it onto Flande, but who disengages now? Looks like LNG don't want to look for more. 2 for 1 in favor of IG.
JakeyLove played that fight well. The ultimate to be able to nail down Flande so he didn't have a way to press forward, and equally just had to stay back. So like, he didn't even have the option of backing away from the fight. A very easy kill to get the Vladimir early on, so it was looking scary. I mean, certainly, even with the first pick onto Duan, I thought that LNG would be able to pick up the back half of the fight, but JakeyLove played that one out exceptionally.
JakeyLove doing great now, 2-0-1. He's got 2 completed items with the Blade of the Ruin King and the Ginsu's Rage Blade, so he is putting out some crazy damage at this point. Asura not quite hit his spike just yet. Baron being pinged out by Invictus Gaming. It's only 20 minutes in, guys. Calm your horses.
Take a look at this because, yeah, Duan walking through fully because he thought, FunFun would be able to save him on the left side of the area. Of course, he ends up getting bursted out. This is what I was talking about. Ends up getting nailed by the ultimate just before he goes into his pool. So easily gets picked up on the back half. That's a 2 for 1 trade. IG was able to pick up for themselves on that one. So gets the Braum, gets the Vladimir, gets a lot of gold right there on towards JakeyLove and Rookie.
Starting to get themselves back into the game. Protobelt and Zoni is now picked up on Rookie. A lot of playmaking coming in from those 2 items. Plus stolen ultimates, which, as we've seen, so successful. When you steal away that Gragas ultimate, you can just split a team fight.
Yeah, that's why Duan is definitely needed for a lot of these fights, because Rookie has been nailing these ultimates pretty easily. That door is going to be important, especially if Asura and FunFun are pretty easy targets. So we'll have to see how LNG ends up playing this one out. They do need to continue to pressure on that top side of the jungle. But it looks like they're rotating Vladimir over early. That's what I'm interested in, because he shouldn't be concerned at all with the Sylas up top side. Getting that extra push in the wave, allowing LNG to dig into the blue side jungle, I think should be priority.
So they're just going to push the wave out in both the side lanes there. FunFun and Flande doing their best to set up a 1-3-1 at this point, but Duan's going to be backing, and that's going to leave LNG with a little less force on the map, a little less they can do, especially if Flande is going to back with him. Looks like he's canceled that, though, rotating back towards the middle side of the map. Now TheShy going back to a split pushing. FunFun going to jump his way out of that one to safety. Clearing away the wards as well. Invictus Gaming setting up for the 3rd Drake. Cloud Drake in 2 seconds.
It's going to be the 2nd Cloud Dragon. If you look at their composition, it's pretty positive, especially any poke composition having double Cloud is going to be a positive, but they do need to focus towards the mid lane as that's going to be pushed out by LNG. Yeah, slow down. That's nice to see from IG. Whenever LNG pushes in for vision, Rookie rotates for a possible pick. Now he has the Gragas ultimate. Let's see if he gets somebody. Oh, okay, well, yeah, let's be fine. SofM, walk it out.
Should walk that one back, and it looks like LNG, I'm not sure if they knew what they were doing with that play, because at first it looked like they were rotating and trying to sneak the Baron, but the Dragon went down so quickly they didn't get anything off of it.
Yeah, blue buff was up and available. I think they just wanted to get vision control up top side. They don't know that this ward exists, and Rookie might be able to find that pick.
SofM in a little bit of trouble. TheShy trying to chase him out, gets the stun down. FunFun needs to kite this one out. Rocket jump interrupted. FunFun just having some fun in the wall. Looks like they need to get their way out of this. FenFen getting chased down. Rookie goes in. He goes golden, but FenFen's going to get taken out. Chains of Corruption are going to be enough, but Flande, can he find the fight? Hemo Plague onto 2. He's looking for more. AoE coming in. Rookie still somehow living. Asura goes in with the Killer Instinct. What can he find? Double kill so far for JakeyLove. TheShy getting chased down on the backside of the fight, and Asura 1 versus 3. Can he find any? He finds Baolan, a double kill, and LNG somehow turned the fight. Asura with the 1v3.
And it ends up being a 3v2 fight for LNG off that one. All because of Asura at the back half of the fight. It was another awkward fight for Vladimir. But, you know, at least he got a good amount of damage on towards the support at the back half of that one. So Asura found that target, went to the back, had flash, so now he had that exit strategy. Great play from him.
This LNG AD carry is absolutely insane. And look at that. 3-item spike just like last game. He's now in ahead of JakeyLove in gold. He's got the Muramana fully stacked, Runen's Hurricane, Ginsu's Rageblade, QSS.
A lot of the times the LPL fans, when they talk about the LPL AD carries, they go towards the Uzis, Mystics, SMLCs, JakeyLove, iBoy. No one's talking anything about Asura. Consistently able to play so well in these fights. Now, FunFun was an easy target. Missed out his W, didn't have his cooldown, wasn't going to be able to get out of this one, so an easy kill to get that one. Vladimir goes in, gets a lot of damage into the back half, but it also go, if you look at the fight, you're in a cordon off space, you're going to be the next kill. Asura was the one that found the pick of the back half with all the damage that was layered through, and then knew that he had just enough in kill range with Q to get the kill and to flash out. So great call on towards Asura. And so far, now we're in 25 minutes into the game, and the game is still an LNG gold lead.
This is looking really scary for Invictus Gaming. Game number 1, they got shut down. And they reset their players. They brought in TheShy, they brought in Leon. They assumed that would be enough to fix it, but it looks like LNG are still going to keep their lead. FenFen getting engaged on teleport coming in as well from Invictus Gaming. FenFen still alive. Great block there from Duan. It looks like LNG might be able to make their way out of this. Redemption going to come down, heals up FenFen. If they need to fight, they have the health for it once again. Requiem comes down, golden onto SofM after the Chains of Corruption land. He goes in for the engage instead. Baolan saves JakeyLove for the time being. TheShy goes in with an ultimate, but he's not going to be able to find it. Asura healing up in the back of the fight. Rookie goes in, not going to be able to find another one just yet. FenFen dives into the back of the fight. He's able to pick up 1, pick up 2. The ace once again, and they're turning on to Baron. Sorry, Leon, the only one surviving, not much longer.
LNG, no one dies in that fight. And that's the chaotic fight we're talking about. The only one that got a real good pick in the that fight was TheShy, but he was AD Kennen. He found 3 members, but was able to easily get picked off. And so let's take a second look at that when we get the replay ready, because the moment Flande was able to find the back half, of course he's going to be able to find the kill in the AD carry. But when TheShy half health by the time he gets his ultimate across, no damage comes through. And now if we're just talking about straight team fighting, LNG has the comp, they have the gold now, they are far stronger to match Invictus Gaming.
They're looking incredibly scary here this game as well. FunFun once again is fed out of his mind. RFC, Blade of the Ruin King. Let's take a look back at this fight.
So this is Flande's perspective. Great, because he was the major winner of that team fight. Because you can see great redemption to give, you know, half HP towards FunFun. He was going to be pretty safe. And then you see him just positioning aggressively to go into the back line. He just needed to be there to follow up in SofM. SofM was able to get Tom Kench to use his W on towards JakeyLove. Easy to go straight in once your W cooled back is right up. So good job from him. It seems like TheShy is in the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, he's been chased down for this since that replay started. They're probably going to find him here. Yeah, FunFun's going to pick that one up. Just getting a little bit of extra gold for himself as he backs out. Baron buff, still 2 minutes remaining with a 7K gold lead here for LNG. I don't
know how that happened. I think he was trying to hold the mid lane wave. That's the only thing I can assume was happening at the time. But think about the implications this series has. You're going into now, with game 2 nearing a completion. LNG is playing well to find ourselves in a 2-0 state in the series versus Invictus Gaming. Your spring split champion, a team that you just gave the benefit of the doubt, would get things together in playoff time, and they're getting roughshod by a team that barely made it in.
This is the strongest LNG have looked, and I won't say the weakest Invictus Gaming have looked because they've had their ups and downs this split for sure, but definitely not showing their best foot here in game number 2. But LNG are looking absolutely insane.
So this is the context, as you can see on the lower left corner. of, Kennen finding himself on the wrong side of the map. He just didn't have a way out. If he went straight towards the mid lane, there are also 2 people pushing up mid lane from LNG, so he's just trying to waste as much time as possible, I think. That was just clearly it. They don't have vision in their own red side jungle, so they just cut right in and made it so he couldn't return.
LNG just pushing out this bottom lane now. They're able to take this win. They're looking towards one of their best splits yet.
It's a near 10K gold lead for LNG, so for them to lose out this advantage would be a catastrophic situation.
SofM goes golden. The fight going to be re-engaged. Rookie goes in. He goes golden himself. Beautiful ultimate there from Duan. Redemption going to save everyone from the Requiem. Fen gets a pickup on the backside. That was a huge Hemoplague. Everyone from Invictus Gaming needs to back off.
So think about how the fight goes for LNG. Even if Flande goes in, doesn't net a kill, he gets them to about 30% HP. So easy for resets to be made for Fun in these fights. The composition's working out so nicely, and now they're just trying for that one last fight.
Inhibitor Tower in trouble. Asura in trouble as well. He's able to pick up 1 kill. This might be the way Invictus Gaming gets back into it. TheShy finds 1, but Fun dives in. Beautiful ultimate. Kicks JakeyLove into the fountain. Not going to kill him just yet, but LNG will survive through it. Nexus Tower is still available, and it looks like LNG are going to have to back off.
Not taking any risks. Kind of reminds you of Game 1. That one risk Invictus Gaming took that lost them a Baron buff and a huge fight. LNG recognized that death timers are very slim. 10 seconds was left on Rookie. They just back away. Don't want to take any more added risk. This is a certainly different monster in LNG, but if you're looking towards Invictus Gaming, I mean, this is what we saw during the summer split. They're not on the same page, and to be fair, like at this stage, they've been completely outscaled. The wave is going up against them. This is just LNG closing out an advantage that they have.
Invictus Gaming just get absolutely mollywopped here at the end. Fen, beautiful ultimate to just save his team. At that point, the Maw's taken, he's getting some healing. And he's got the GA now as well.
I mean, he just missed his out. He misclicked the wrong person. He would have gotten the kill certainly on JakeyLove. But at this stage, I mean, take a look at it. IG, what can they do to really defend this next push from LNG?
LNG are pretty much 6 slotted here, especially for Flande. Well, Flande is looking at, 4.5 at this point, but you look at Fen, you look at Asura, they've got the items they need. This double AD carry composition, both games, has worked out so incredibly well for LNG.
Yeah, a lot of the times, with the mistakes that the LNG makes early on in the game, they're able to completely wipe away with the fights that comes afterwards. I think a lot of the credit goes towards SofM. SofM able to come right back towards the mid lane, give an even larger lead towards Fun. And you very rarely see a series, a best-of-5 series, where Rookie struggles. And, you're in Summer Split, playoffs, and it's just been a completely different situation. Invictus Gaming are no longer a team that just solely dominates the laning phase, and a lot of that comes towards, jungle changes that's come through. You don't have that same reliance on Ning with how poorly he's been playing recently. Leon is just a flat-out rookie that's coming at the very end of the split to kind of be that band-aid that you're talking about. So, tough times for IG. LNG is just taking advantage of it. They've had this roster for quite some time. The only exception technically being Fun, but Fun's been a part of this team far longer than Leon has with the main roster.
They've got really, really incredibly experienced players here. I mean, you look Fun, pretty new. Asura, of course, very new. But you look at Duan, you look at Flande, you look at SofM. These guys have been around in the
Veterans.
LPL.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. Flande has been in the LPL, I think, since he was 15. He's 22. He's been around the block a little bit. But now Baron going to be picked up here by LNG off the back of their veteran players. This game's looking pretty strong for them, and as is this series. I'm scared for Invictus Gaming.
Think about it. 2-0, first round, right from the get-go. Invictus Gaming would have to run it back in a reverse sweep. They have a lot of points, so 90 points just based off of the first split alone, being able to get that championship. But if they end up losing based off points, I'm talking about in the wider scheme in a playoff setting, they would have to be forced to be put into the gauntlet. That's crazy to think about, that the former champions, or at least the world champions, are in a really tough position to make a Worlds run.
But now LNG, newcomers to the throne, they're looking pretty strong here. It's first round of playoffs. I may be getting ahead of myself.
You'll see.
And I'm committing the cardinal sin. I'm excited about LNG. Looking for the engage here. Hemoplague on a 2. Leon's just dead. There's the flash in from Flande. He's looking for the further engage. The AoE is coming out massive here for LNG. They're going to be able to wipe up the team fight. That's going to be game. LNG get the ace once again. Should be able to find game number 2 here against Invictus Gaming, reigning world champions. It doesn't matter to LNG. They're going to find game number 2 and bring it to match point.
That's that late game Vlad. Humongous just in that one last team fight. He just eviscerated Karthus, and now we're put, as you mentioned, in a set match. Invictus Gaming have to find something. For sure, you keep in TheShy. He was the one playing well this game. For me, it was more so you have that question mark about the jungle. Even I don't have an answer. I think you should bring in Ning just because, you know, Ning has been in this situation before. He's been in these best of 5s. You just have to have the reliance on the experience that the 5-man roster can do it again. But it's a tough one for IG that I don't think they really have a solid answer to.
It's frustrating, especially for Leon, I imagine, because you are stuck in an impossible situation. You're being brought up from the B team. You're like, okay, you're in the playoffs. Good luck.
I just love the fact that, you're right, he was juggling a lot of issues, mostly around the mid lane. Rookie had a very bad game, and that's something that we should kind of double down on. Even if people will kind of give him the kind of excuse that it was a bad matchup, but that play there, he teleported back on the wave, and then he kind of doubled down on the fight when he didn't have a jungler present. You can't just explain that away. A lot of the times, if you're willing to go for that play, you should have your jungler ready. Communicate that that's going to be something you're looking for, because you know for certain that the enemy jungle is on the map. And the entire gameplay, or at least the game plan for LNG, is to force a camp through mid with Gragas and Tristana. So it's not as if he didn't know that. It was mostly just, I think that there's a lot going on in his mind for that situation. And so you're in a situation right now, if you're Invictus Gaming, where, you know, world champions, you have your best mid laner, is not at his, you know, not playing well. He has a jungler, I suppose, where Leon doesn't have the experience as well as talented as he is, and he doesn't have the synergy working with those 4 other people. And Ning just flatly isn't performing up to expectations. So going into the next game, you have to have that talk. And the real question in my mind is if you bring in Ning. I would bring in Ning, as I already mentioned, for the reasons that I had. But Leon is someone who has that, you know, strong mentality. And I'm talking about a mentality of, you know, he's a positive person in a team environment. You just kind of have to have those deep discussions as to who's communicating what in those situations.
Invictus Gaming, I mean, even TheShy is looking a little bit shaky. I think JakeyLove has been the most consistent member so far this series. Both games, yeah, sure, he played Varus both games, but he played it admirably both games, and he's doing his job.
True, but Asura's really coming in team fights, though. This is a new LNG. So whenever we have discussions about LNG, at least historically, formerly Snake, making runs in playoffs or getting so close. I remember in 2018 spring, I believe, where LNG, at least Snake at the time, went up against RNG, and they very easily could have pushed that into a game 5. So when they're in a best of 5 situation, they prepare well, great picks, great pick and ban overall, and it's usually just on the gameplay and execution that's like the question mark. So if they can challenge the top 4 teams in these situations, you mentioned them being veteran players, IG just has to play at their best.
Well, they're going to be tested in game number 3 because it's match point here. LNG may be looking to knock the former world champions out of playoffs in game number 3. We'll be back in a bit with just that.